home for high school sports with the Greenville Yellow Jackets. It's time for basketball action with all the three-pointers, foul shots, and buzzer beater action live here on M1063. Today's broadcast being brought to you in part by UPS Store in Greenville, Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales, 57 Brew Pub and Bistro, Sages Meat Processing, Z-Bart Maxi Automotive, Ed Cone Ford and Ed Cone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, American Greenville, Tinney Automotive, Water Tower Grill, Greenville Rent-A-Center, Larry's Northtown Furniture, and Randy Merritt Auto. Now it's time for the game action on WGLM.
And welcome again to high school sports on M1063 WGLM. Glad to have you along. It's Chris Nicholas, and as well, my co-partner in crime tonight. How you doing, Dixon Hewitt?
I'm doing very well, Chris. Thanks for having me, and excited about tonight's game.
Well, we are. This is the battle of the down-the-roaders.
Absolutely, absolutely. Last year's game came down to the wire. It was a hard-fought contest, and be interesting to see what happens this go-round.
Well, I'll tell you, it's Belding versus Greenville. We are at Greenville High School getting ready for tonight's matchup. Both teams coming in at 1-0, and that's a pretty good setup for tonight's competition.
Undefeated is undefeated. That's about as good as it can get.
I agree. The girls will follow tonight. We'll have that game on the air as well. They're coming in tonight at 1-0 too, so that's not a bad start for the Greenville Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely. Had a chance to go over and watch the girls play Central Montcalm. It came up a little short, pretty cold, so I'm excited to see what happens with the boys tonight. My first opportunity to see them, and then follow up with the girls as you indicated.
And we'll go over starting lineups in just a moment, but let's take a 60-second commercial break. You're listening to M1063 WGLM.
Imagine a store where you can pay as you go with no credit needed and get brand name furniture, appliances, computers, electronics, and smartphones. That's Rent-A-Center. Imagine that. At Rent-A-Center, you simply find the product that is right for you, choose from 3 flexible payment plan options, and enjoy delivery and setup at no additional cost. There's no long-term contracts, no growing interest, and you can upgrade to the latest model at any time. Plus, Rent-A-Center will service your product for the life of your rental agreement at no additional cost. If anything needs a repair, we will deliver a loaner product until your item is fixed or replaced. And if for any reason you need to stop or freeze your payments, you're covered with Payment Freeze Assurance. You can return your product, no questions asked, and then get it back and pick up where you left off on your payments whenever it's convenient for you. So you won't have to worry about losing the money you paid. And the best part? Once you finish your payments, you own it. Get started today at rentacenter.com.
And welcome back to high school sports on M1063 WGLM. It's Chris Nicholas, Dixon Hewitt by my side. We're looking at a couple of teams with the Jackets wearing their white, gold, and purple, and the Belding Redskins in their solid orange with the black highlights. And two teams that are pretty exciting. I mean, last year, the Yellow Jackets, they struggled. You probably followed that, obviously, with broadcasting some of the games. And you saw that maybe they needed a reset. Maybe this year can be that reset.
Yeah, we really struggled mightily last year in the backcourt. Had pretty good success. Kasu, big Keegan Kasu, and Nate Kubek came along really strong throughout the course of the season. And then Brady, Keegan Getz, and Brady Platt came in and made a difference over the course of the year. So they hit their reset, and hopefully we'll complete that reset this season.
Well, we're going to get the starting lineup in just a couple of moments, but let's go over those players that are going to start this game and just before. But we have our great announcer to our right, and I tell you, when we get started, we just kind of let that flow, and he does a great job. But for the Belding Redskins, starting is Levi Serjala. We've got definitely some interesting names tonight, but Simone DeErico is an exchange student, and he's going to be starting. So I always worry about those exchange students because they're usually really good or maybe I won't say really bad. We don't want to say that, but could be tough.
Well, Chris, put yourself in my shoes. I'm from the South, and you think I'm comfortable with some of these names?
No.
I mean, come on.
No, exactly, I agree. Joshua Van Dyke is the third starter for Belding. Vaughn Fossen, he's going to take the lead tonight as well, and Trent Collins at the fifth spot for the Belding Redskins. For the Greenville Yellow Jackets, Keegan Gates, we saw test, and I'll tell you, stellar player.
Yeah, he came along probably the middle of last season, and really did a good job. And I'm excited to watch him run up and down the court. A lot of quickness, so I'm excited to see that.
Followed by Brady Platt starting tonight. Brady was our player of the game last game for the first game. Racked up 16 points for the Yellow Jackets, and I had asked him after the game, is that kind of on the low end? He says, yeah, that's a little on the low end. So I can't wait to see what happens tonight.
I am as well.
Brockton Kohler and Nathan Kubek taking a couple other positions as starters for the Yellow Jackets. We talked a little bit about them a few moments ago. Very strong players for Greenville.
Absolutely. And Keegan Kasu down low.
Rounding out the lineup for the Yellow Jackets, Keegan Kasu. Right? Is that how you say it? I always mess his name up.
Kasu is the only thing I've ever known. So, and he's been over to my house to eat. So I guess that's okay.
You should know him for sure. We're about 40 seconds from the start of tonight's game, so we're going to keep it here throughout the national anthem. We got the Yellow Jacket cheer team, Pomp Squad on the baseline. And our camera crew is out here so that you guys can watch this game later this evening or throughout the weekend. A little addition that we're doing here on M1063 WGLM as we bring in the live broadcast. And then per the Michigan High School Athletic Association, we will record the game with our 3 camera shots that we have at the game. And then we'll play it back online, either at as well as at WGLM.com on our Facebook page as well. So can go home after you've eaten something after the game and say, hey, I want to watch the game. Pretty neat.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
I think so, too. We're working out the bugs, but we're certainly having a fun time. So we're going to give it over to our announcer, and we'll get started with tonight's tip-off in just a matter of moments. We'll keep it here on M1063. already set. And we are getting ready for tonight's tip-off of the game. Greenville Yellow Jackets, the Belding Redskins. And so glad to have you along as we are right here courtside. It's Dixon Hewitt, Chris Nicholas, the Greenville Yellow Jackets, and the Belding Redskins. Moving left to right on your radio, it'll be the Greenville Yellow Jackets on the left side of your radio, the Belding Redskins on the right side of your radio, and we are underway in tonight's competition of the two teams just down the road from themselves.
Just down the road, Keegan Kasu won the tip, Jackets with the ball.
Greenville at the top of the key. Keegan Kasu dishes it out to Brady Platt. Platt takes it in, and a good dish over to Keegan Kasu, and 2 points on the board for the Greenville Yellow Jackets.
Good find to Kasu down low for the easy 2 points.
Belding with the ball on their end. A quick steal by Greenville. Back to their end. Keegan Gates. He puts it up. No good. Rebounded and a little bit of shuffle, but finally recovered by Belding and the Redskins.
That's that quickness the Jackets, came up with last year, and hopefully we can continue.
Redskins try to bring it into the paint. Simone DeRico. He's going to draw a foul off the Yellow. And an out-of-bounds play for Belding.
Chris, I'm saying real quick, Jackets with an opportunity down low. Kasu in easy 2 points, and of course Quebec had that rebound lost in the shuffle, so that should be interesting as the game plays out.
That foul on Keegan Gates, his first of the night, first for the team. Belding with the ball. 3-point launched by Belding's Simone DeRico, no good, and we're going to have another foul already within the first minute and a half of tonight's contest.
That's two.
2 fouls, I agree. That's going to be on Belding and the Redskins, so that the Yellow Jackets are going to inbound the ball. This time on Trent Collins. That's his first, team's first. It's 2-0 Greenville on top in tonight's contest, and at the top of the key, Brady Platt. Platt brings it over to the left side to Brockton Kohler. Kohler looking for somebody. He's pushed back by the defense of the Belding Redskins. And a quick steal by Belding, but a reach and foul for the Yellow Jackets. Maybe a little bit nervousness there.
Yeah, a little bit. Looked like Platt had the backdoor cut, and Brockton Kohler tried to hit him, and Belding jumped in the passing lane and picked it off.
Substitution for the Yellow Jackets now in the game. The previous game. Both teams coming in at 1-0 on the season. They have only played one game, but they won their game. So I guess tonight is competition of the best.
Absolutely. Something interesting happened just there. Keegan Kasu stepped out, forced a bad pass, and created that turnover. Good defense by the Jackets.
Yellow Jackets with the ball, crossed half court. Again on the left side of your radio. They're moving right to left. Far side of the court from us, a steal by Belding, but recovered back by Greenville. Greenville now in control of the ball. Dishes it inside to Brady Platt. Platt looking for a shot. Doesn't get it off, but the referee blows a whistle because we have another foul on the floor. Trent Collins, that's going to be his second foul of the night. And I bet Collins is going to come out of the game. That's exactly what's going to happen. Coach Sabu says we need a little bit of a fresh foot in there.
It's a quick 2 fouls.
Yeah, not a good decision on his part. Thad Holbrook now in for Belding. Here's the Yellow Jackets inbounding. Launch pass to half court. Cameron Heppy with the ball. He's going to take it down center court, now into the Belding range. Dishes it over to Keegan Gates. Gates looking for somebody, finds Nathan Kubik. Kubik dishes it into Keegan Kasu, but Kasu kind of loses it a little bit, regains it, and a drive to the basket by Gates is no good, rebounded by Belding.
Good looking drive by Gates.
Belding with the drive, nothing goes though. Levi Sujala tries to put 2 quickly up before the rest of the Greenville defense gets to their end, but nothing happening there. Ball goes out of bounds on the Yellow Jackets, now inbounded by Belding. At the top of the key, it's Erico. And goes out of bounds. A hand on it by the Yellow Jackets, so going to be a reset. They don't have a shot clock here, obviously, in high school sports, so you get a chance to kind of play again, don't you?
Do it again. Brady Platt jumped out in the passing lane there, almost created that turnover.
So Belding inbounds the ball. Here's Simone De Enrico. He's the exchange student we talked about at the pregame. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. So glad that you've joined us here on M1063.
Oh, good defense by Brockton Kohler.
A reach around foul, or reach around by Brockton, and he's gonna draw that foul, but certainly nothing wrong with a little bit of aggressive defense.
Absolutely. Well, he had his feet in good position, and then the reach around, picking up the foul.
Belding again with the ball. This is their third attempt. Enrico at the top. He penetrates the key, puts it up. No good. It's blocked by Keegan Kasu. It's in the Yellow Jackets' hands. They're back to their end. Here's Brady Platt with the drive. He's going to go up, draw another foul. This is going to be on the orange and black.
Good-looking drive by Brady. They gave him the whole right side of the lane. He took it and drew contact at the basket.
Simone De Enrico going to pick up his, I believe, first foul. That is his first foul. Third for the team. That's going to send Brady Platt to the free throw line. He's going to shoot a couple. This is in the rim. Played basketball as a kid. I'm like, you know what? Once it passes at least a little bit of that rim, it should be counted.
Absolutely. He got that one. Knocked the second one home.
That's right. 3-0. Greenville on top in tonight's game. It's the first quarter of play. 4:48 left here in the first. Glad to have you along. We're just starting tonight's big rivalry game. The Yellow Jackets versus the Redskins. Belding with the ball on the left side of the court. Down to the baseline. And looks like he's going to step on the baseline. DeRico didn't really know where he was at.
He did not know where he's at. I'm really, really impressed by the Jackets down low. They good defense position. Really just pushed him out, forced him out.
So it'll be Yellow Jackets ball. Belding with their defense starting at half court. We could see that change as the points change, but it's certainly too early to make any decision what they're going to do. But they're on a man defense at this point on the Yellow Jackets. Here's the Yellow Jackets penetrating. Keegan Kasu puts it up. No good there. That's the second or third time.
That was
right
three-quarters of the way down, Chris.
Oh, I tell you, got to make sure that those count. Here's Belding back to the Redskins end, and we've got a traveling violation.
What defense by Brockton Kohler. Jumped out, got in position, forced that turnover. That's just good defense.
It is. Brings up Coach Sabu. He got off his feet, gave a little bit of encouragement to the player. Here's Greenville in their end. A drive, this time for Brady Platt. No good. A jumper for the Yellow Jackets. Again, not coming down on their side. There's been no score in the last 3 to 4 minutes.
Chris, we're getting good looks.
Certainly we are. Here's Belding at the top of the key. Dishes it over to Fossen. Fossen looking for somebody. And another traveling violation, this time on Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Put his foot before the ball.
Absolutely. That was not necessarily good defense, Chris. That was just pretty much just bad offense there. Moving a little too quick there.
Certainly. Great audience tonight. A lot of students here for the Yellow Jackets behind us here at the scorers table. We've got a pretty packed crowd and even some additional students from Belding that made the trip. Not too far away, 5 miles, so nothing wrong with that. We're back to action as Greenville has the ball put up this time by Keegan Kasu. He's going to draw the foul and go to the free throw line.
That's a lot of load going to the basket there. Keegan just really bullied his way to the bucket, picking up the foul.
You know, we talked about this last week about how a game can be won at the free throw line. When you look at the net shots from the free throw line, it can change the momentum. It can change what happens in the last 60 seconds of a contest by just those 1 points that you put up here and there.
Absolutely it can. Spoken like a true coach.
I don't know. His first one is up and it's good. His second one as well, so he's 100% from the free throw line at that time. Here's Belding back with the ball. We're going to see a substitution for Greenville coming in just a matter of moments.
Looks like Gavin Kasu getting ready to come in.
Belding with the ball. This time by Sajala. Sajala trips, and it's going to be called a foul on Greenville.
Yeah, Keegan Gator picked that foul up.
And I love Gates's facial expressions.
He's got some,
He-
doesn't he?
You know, it is never his fault, and yeah, I know I probably get that facial expression a lot as well. But he's going to come out and say, well, maybe I got to assess what happened there a little bit, but hey, it's all right. Referee's call stands. Here's Belding back with the ball, a baseline drive this time by Joshua Van Dyke. No good. He tries the reversal, and we're going to be going back the other end after a foul is called on Belding.
Chris, that was interesting. Keegan Kasu comes out of the game, and just as soon as he comes out, they're able to get to the rim.
Yes, that is true. Maybe Coach will put him back in here in the next minute or two. 3 minutes left here in the first quarter of play. A low-scoring contest, 5-0. Greenville on top. Here's Greenville with the ball. Over to the left side here, Chris Sherwood now in the game. Sherwood dishes it down to Gavin Kasu. Kasu looking for somebody. Brings it back up to the top of the key. Here's Kohler with the ball. Swinging it to the right side. Finds Sherwood again. Sherwood drives. Rebound by Green.
could be looking at a 10, 15-point lead. We just need to be able to make them down low.
Sometimes you have to be the engineer and the broadcaster.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What does that make me?
You are the man in charge.
Yeah,
That's
sad, Chris.
No, it's good. eight minutes here in the second quarter. 13-7, Belding trailing the Greenville Yellow Jackets. Glad to have you along, and I'll tell you, Dixon, you've been broadcasting for quite a few years, haven't you?
By default, yes. I've been working with John and Bruce for about 4 years now, I think.
I love it. Yeah. Welcome to the veteran stand. Yellow Jackets back in the game with their end. A nice dish underneath.
What a look!
This time to Nathan Kubek, and he puts it up for 2 points, extends the lead for Greenville.
I think that was Cameron Heppy.
Yes.
I think that was – what a good-looking pass.
Look at this defense, too. The Yellow Jackets putting a full court press on Belding here to start the second quarter.
After the made bucket, I didn't expect that.
Here's Belding with the ball, again on the right side of your radio. If you're listening and can imagine it and you're not at the game listening to us, here's Belding at the top of the key, swings it over to Cade Walker. Walker looking for somebody, gets it over to the right side, now down to the baseline, and just passing it around. Finally gets it inside to Belding.
Oh!
And Joshua Van Dyke puts it up, but is rejected.
Oh, what a rejection by Gavin Kasu.
No foul on that play, and we're going to get a timeout. Belding needs to regroup a little bit, and they're going to call a full timeout. So we're going to get ready, and we're going to call a timeout on the radio and be back in about 30 seconds on M1063 WGLM.
Sage's Meat Processing and Catering in Greenville wants to save you money on your meat budget. That's why they do the work for you and sell individually packaged meats in bulk.
Don't waste your time risking contamination, freezer burn, and frustration buying your meat from the Everything Store. Sage's can provide you with the best quality individually packaged meat and save you money because meat is their only business, not pizza, pop, and paper products. The first locally owned meat specialist, feeding area families for generations. Sage's Meat Processing and Catering.
Imagine a store where you can pay as you go with no credit needed and get brand name furniture, appliances, computers, electronics, and smartphones. That's Rent-A-Center. Imagine that. At Rent-A-Center, you simply find the product that is right for you, choose from 3 flexible payment plan options, and enjoy delivery and setup at no additional cost. There's no long-term contracts, no growing interest, and you can upgrade to the latest model at any time. Plus, Rent-A-Center will service your product for the life of your rental agreement at no additional cost. If anything needs a repair, we will deliver a loaner product until your item is fixed or replaced. And if for any reason you need to stop or freeze your payments, you're covered with Payment Freeze Assurance. You can return your product, no questions asked, and then get it back and pick up where you left off on your payments whenever it's convenient for you. So you won't have to worry about losing the money you paid. And the best part? Once you finish your payments, you own it. Get started today at rentacenter.com.
Welcome back to high school basketball here on M1063 WGLM. It's Chris Nicholas along with Dixon Hewitt, and the Yellow Jackets now have inbound the ball at their end. A three-pointer put up this time by Cameron Heppy. No good. Bounces off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Belding. Now back to their end. Going to take it down the baseline. Put up this time by Fossen. Fossen's no good. A rebound by Belding. And they've shot 2, now 3 attempts and nothing dropping this time by Joshua Van Dyke. And it's going to lead to another free throw.
Absolutely. We've seen a fair amount of those. I've lost my ability to keep stats, Chris. I apologize to you.
You're fired. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's all right. You're doing great. But I'll tell you, a lot of substitutions for Greenville. We're seeing Brady Platt checking back in, Keegan Gates, as well as Keegan Kasu, and even Brockton Kohler back in for the Yellow Jackets. So a lot of the players that started tonight's game, that strength is now back into the game.
Absolutely. I would suspect we look down to go down low again, take advantage of Quebec's and Kasu.
Here's the Yellow Jackets with the ball as that free throw was missed. Back to Yellow Jacket land, and it was down to Platt, but Platt lost the ball. Jump ball in on that was Cade Walker. And nothing wrong with fighting for the ball, but possession goes to the Yellow Jackets, so they're going to inbound the ball.
Yep, not a very good entry pass into Brady on the baseline. Mishandled it. Caused the tie-up.
Pass in. This time Keegan Cassou puts it up. No good. Over one side of the rim and rebounded by Belding. Now back to the Belding end. Here's Sajala. Sajala puts it up for 3-0. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets back to their end. Gates with it and loses it with a pass intended for Platt.
Yep, Keegan Gates thought Brady was going to go continue going to the baseline off the wing, and he did not, and threw the ball away.
So Belding with the ball. Again, full court press, even a double team by the Yellow Jackets. They're stopping Belding. I mean, they're Belding trying to pass it to another player, and it goes out of bounds because of that tough defense.
Absolutely, jumped up and it bit him. Forced that turnover. Good defense by the Jackets.
Here's the Yellow Jackets with the ball off that turnover on Belding. Top of the key, it's Kohler. Kohler finds his teammate Kubek. Now drive in to Gates. Gates loses the ball. Again, second time turnover on Gates, but looks like it goes off a Belding player, and we're going to have it back.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Chris. He got in the lane, got up in the air, was not sure exactly what he was going to do with it. Got bailed out by the ball going off Belding.
Looks like we have a nose problem tonight. We have now a player on Belding's side that needed to come out of the game, or at least an official's timeout for a matter of moments.
Blood on the floor is what it looks like, and they're going to have to go through the procedure to get that cleaned up. At the 5:29 mark, Jackets leading 15-7.
So we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more of tonight's game here on M1063 WGLM.
A 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan for $15,995 from Edco and Chrysler in Greenville. Only at Edco and Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Greenville, we've got over 30 Dodge Grand Caravans in Chrysler Town and Country 2016 model year, starting as low as $15,995. A 2016 Chrysler Town and Country or Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $15,995. Over 30 in stock. Just pick your color. It's only at Edco and Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Greenville. I just thought you should know. Only at Edco, and we're overstocked with
And welcome back to high school basketball here on M1063 WGLM. It's Chris Nicholas along with Dixon Hewitt, and they are still working on getting that blood off the floor. And I think that the player is going to be okay. He's still on the bench, being worked on a little bit with the trainer, or maybe Dad, one of the two.
Well, good old Doc Day, Greenville's finest on the court, cleaning up the blood. Sure do appreciate everything Doc does for us. He's getting along real well after his knee replacement I think he went through. So again, kudos to Doc Day for everything he does for Greenville.
So great, small town communities.
I love it.
I love it, Chris. We bond together. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about it.
Although I will tell you this, Dixon, I'm looking across court and I see a Yellow Jacket, and I'm thinking, you know what? If the next game there's, if we have both broadcasters here, I think they would really appreciate your help in the mascot outfit if you'd like. You think you could do that?
I wouldn't have to say anything, would I?
No, I don't know. Three-point launch. I would not want to do that. I'm telling you, it's hot in here already. So
my accent wouldn't cause a problem, would it?
It'd be tough. No, you're doing great. I love it, actually. All right, we're back to action here at the high school. Yellow Jackets versus the Redskins. It's Belding versus Greenville. A 2-point put up this time by Keegan Cassou is no good. It's rebounded by Belding.
Another chip he missed down low.
Belding back to their end, to the left side, looks for Vaughn Fossen. Fossen dishes it over and loses it, and now the Yellow Jackets regain the ball again.
Yep, he did not know. He got up in the air, did not know what he wanted to do with it, and there was nobody on the baseline for him to pass to.
So here's the Yellow Jackets back to the end. Brockton Kohler taking the point. Looks for somebody, finally finds Gates. Gates looking inside, dishes it to Cassou. Cassou drives, and I'm telling you, they're looking for at least a foul or something because there's hands and arms everywhere. But he just lost the ball.
Yeah, that was a little bit of football action going on there down low.
Belding back with the ball now. Tough defense by Greenville. Greenville gets the steal. This time with the drive, Keegan Gates drives it, puts it up, and draws a foul, but the ball does not go through the hoop. But he'll have a chance to at least put 2 points up on the board.
That's that quickness, Chris, we were talking about earlier, that Keegan Gates three-quarter defense pickup, forcing that turnover, and now he gets to go to the line because of it.
15-7, Greenville on top. 4:27 left here in the first quarter of play. So glad that you're joining us here on M1063 WGLM, Lakeview, Greenville. Couple of substitutions now in the game. Cameron Heppy, he checks in for Yellow Jackets. And for the Redskins, Justin McMaster. We're going to see him back on the floor as Keegan Gates shoots his second shot for tonight. Free throw range has been very much plentiful in this game for both teams. Second shot up, no good. It's rebounded by Belding. Back to the other end. Here's D'Arico. Arico covered by 2 Yellow Jackets. Finds one of his partners in crime down there, Sajala, and Sajala has nothing. Brings it back to the top of the key. Here's Arico. Arico looking for somebody. Lots of pressure by Hempy at the top. Finally finds Thad Holbrook. Holbrook does nothing with the ball. And a steal off a bad pass.
Oh, good patience by Hempy to bring that ball out.
Platt with the shot, no good. Rebounded though by Keegan Cassou, and he puts it back up and says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it for you."
Absolutely.
Another 2 points on the board for the Yellow Jackets. It's 17-7. The Yellow Jackets with a 10-point lead here in tonight's contest. Belding with the ball. Here's the drive. Arico tries to take it in. He's going to draw a foul and again go to the free throw line. There's 7 fouls on the board for Greenville, 9 for Belding. And for the first half, I mean, that's a lot of fouls.
That's a lot of fouls, and that makes it team foul number 8 for the Jackets.
And for Brady Platt, he already has 3 fouls here in the first half, and he is a player that we don't want to see at that threshold before the first half of the game's over.
Absolutely, you can count on Brady for some offense, and right now, we're struggling for points, and we need an offense on the floor. Both free throw attempts good.
Is good. Yellow Jackets with the ball. Here's Keegan Gates. Gets it knocked away, but he recovers it. Drives, dishes it out to the side, and put up this time by Gavin Cassou. 2 more points for Greenville. It's 19-9.
Nice drive and dish. 3:06 left.
Belding with the ball. Passes half court, looking for somebody. Nobody there. Arico with the ball. He's going to drive and puts it up. Basket counts and draws the foul. And so he's going to try to make it a 3-point play.
Foul on Gavin Cassou. Not sure how many that is for him, but that makes the foul total 9-9.
I'll give you a reliever here. It's Cassou's first of the night, so that's a good. Second shot up, it's good. It's 19-12. 2 minutes 54 seconds left here in the first quarter. Full court press by Belding. Greenville gets it to their end. Right in front of us with it is Heppy. Heppy dishes it out top to Kohler. Kohler's going to take the lead. Tries to get it down now to the baseline. Finds Keegan Gates. Gates, though, finds a good shot off of Gavin Cassou with a 2-pointer that goes through that net.
Yep, I found Gavin Cassou in the lane for an easy 4 or 5 footer. Gavin knocked it down.
3-point shot by Belding. No good this time by Justin McMaster. On the rebound, though, is going to be a foul on Belding.
Yep. Keegan Gates in good position for that rebound. Went over the back, did the Belding player to try to obtain the rebound. He didn't, but he picked up the foul.
Sajala going to have that foul. That's his first. Now we are in double bonus, and so the Yellow Jackets going to go to the line, shoot 2. Keegan Gates will do that. First one's up and good. Van Dyke in for Belding. He's going to give a breather to Fossen. We've talked a little bit about Fossen tonight, so he's one of Belding's key players. He'll probably sit for maybe a minute or so, and maybe he'll be back in. Depends on what the coach decides, but it's not a barn burner at all with 23-12. I mean, it's certainly a game that Belding can get back into. We're only in the first half.
Absolutely. The three-point shot gives you an opportunity to get in the game or get out of the game pretty quick.
Yeah, that is true. Belding with the ball. Greenville, they've lessened their defense. Sajala with the ball, shoots a three-pointer, and it's good. He's pretty happy about that, and you had mentioned a three-pointer just a moment ago, and they answered with it.
I won't do that again.
It's all right. Three-pointer launched by Belding, no good. Summerfield with that three-point launch and miss, rebounded by Belding. Enrico down and into the drive, puts it up, no good.
Oh, you
rebounded.
got 3 seconds.
I think, is he gonna? Well,
no, but they had 3 seconds on 2 different players there.
Yeah, he was in the paint. Yes, indeed. And but the foul, the referee is going to call a foul on Greenville and save Belding from a violation there. Enrico is going to go to the line. He's going to shoot 2. First one is up and is good.
Good looking stroke.
He does. He has a really good shot.
Yeah, he's got a good looking stroke.
Second attempt coming his way in a moment. 23-16, 1:42 left here in the second quarter. Second shot is up, bounces off the back of the rim, no good. Looking for a rebound, finally in the hands of Belding, and we're going to get a jump ball, and I believe it's going to go Belding's way. That is going to go Belding's way. Last jump ball in possession went to Greenville, and only 2 jump balls tonight. So Belding will have it out of bounds. They're in their orange and black. Dishes it out to Enrico. Enrico looking for somebody. Finds on the right side Justin McMaster. McMaster down to Van Dyke. Van Dyke looking for somebody. Finally penetrates the key and going nowhere. That Greenville's defense is very strong tonight. Enrico drives. Another three-point launch from the top of the key. This time by Justin McMaster. And did very well. 2 three-pointers in less than 2 minutes. And has really weakened the Yellow Jackets' lead.
Absolutely. Now almost in a position where we turn the ball over, but Coach Heiss got a timeout real quick, saving possession of the ball.
23-19 and 1:08 left here in the first quarter. With a timeout on the floor, we're going to take a 30-second timeout as well and be back with more high school sports with the Greenville Yellow Jackets versus the Belding Redskits on M106.3 WGLM.
It's not easy becoming a small business owner. Carly definitely needed some help along the way. Her catering business needed a street address to get started, so I set her up with a mailbox. Now anything she needs to get printed, from business cards to flyers, I'm going to be right there for her. We're available to be your taste testers too.
From printing to packing, shipping to marketing, together there's nothing we can't solve. The UPS store in Greenville, just west of Meyer, south behind Applebee's. 616-225-4623.
Servicing your vehicle with a certified service.
Welcome back to High School Sports on M106.3 WGLM. It's Chris Nicholas along with Dixon Hewitt. Dixon, we are back in action here with 53 seconds left in the second quarter. Greenville with the ball. A launch from three-point. No good this time by Brockton Kohler. And I believe the referees are going to call another foul.
Yep, looked like we were pushing off down low, going for the rebound. You know, the three-point shot has got Belding in this game. Got it down to a 4-point lead, and Jackets seem to have a lid on the basket right now, so hopefully we can stem the tide.
Gasu Gavin's third personal foul, both teams above the 10 mark. So any foul called here in the remaining time of the half is going to be a player shooting 2. Substitution, Nathan Kubik. He started the game tonight. He's going to be back in for Greenville. And the second shot for Joshua Van Dyke. His first one lands. second one attempt up and is no good this time. Rebound by Greenville.
Summerfield went high for that rebound over to Kohler.
Summerfield with a great rebound there for sure. Brings it to the top of the key, looks for a player, finally finds somebody, and over to Cameron Heppy. Heppy back to Brockton Kohler. Kohler looks like he might drive, trying to get away from that defender, but a three-pointer launched by Cameron Heppy is no good. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Belding.
That was not really a good look. Coach Heiss not going to be happy with that offensive possession.
Belding back to their end. 12 seconds to tick away on the clock, looking for the last shot of the first half. Dish over to Justin McMaster. McMaster puts up a three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Greenville. Greenville is going to put it up at the buzzer and is off the back of the rim. I always like seeing those because sometimes they land.
Sometimes they go in. Has that blind squirrel syndrome, right?
They certainly do. But here is the shocker for us, Dixon. Look at the scoreboard. We were talking less than 3 minutes ago on that clock that Belding was trailing by 7 or 8 points easily, and now they're only trailing by 3.
Yeah, actually, Jackets had extended the lead to 11. Belding comes back, hits 2 3-pointers, and the next thing you know, that 11-point lead's gone.
It is, and so I don't think it's a major. How do I say it this way? A major problem for either team going back into the locker room. I don't think the coaches are going to be saying, hey, what's going on out there or anything like that. I think that both teams are really just playing their game.
I think so. I think the Jackets really are happy with as many looks down low as we had at the basket. So many point-blank shots we just were not able to convert. So I don't think the Jackets are going to be are going to be fussing at themselves any at all. And as you suggested, I think Belding's in a lot the same situation.
Yes, indeed. I love when the fans come up and say hi to us throughout the game. We got a pat on the back,
yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's always nice to see familiar faces here at the game.
Absolutely, and again, as we familiar faces not here, spoke about it earlier when when we had some of the technical difficulty, but Kane Brown, Jacket, who might very well have been a starting shooting guard for the Jackets this year, suffered an ACL tear. He had reconstructive surgery today. His father said it went very well, so familiar face that we would like to see here, but unfortunately is not. But Kane Brown, just thinking about you, and go Jackets.
Yes, wishing everybody, good health out there. I tell you, it's never good to be struggling out there with anything like that.
Absolutely, even a cold.
Yes, I agree. And I'll tell you, speaking of cold, I don't know what happened today, but it got really cold out there. And I'm like, where's the snow? And it's all on the lakeshore. I see all the newscasts. I'm like, all right, we'll keep it over there. It's 23-20. Speaking of some action on the court, we have our dance team out there that we see.
They do a good job.
And,
they work real hard, a lot harder than people think they work. Had a chance to be in the school a couple of times over the last year, watching them rehearse and train, and so they do a good job.
They certainly do. Well, we're going to take a commercial break here and be back with the Michigan High School Athletic Association segment. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then John Johnson will take to the airwaves and talk a little bit about refereeing. And then we'll be back with a recap of the points for the first half and get ready for the second half of tonight's game. You're listening to M1063 WGLM.
Be a little elf this Christmas and put a recliner under the tree from Larry's Northtown Furniture and Appliance. Santa and Larry are teaming up to give you beautiful national name brand recliners from now until Christmas. Purchase any recliner in stock and save $75. Larry's Northtown Furniture also has a great selection of dishwashers, washers, dryers, refrigerators, sofas, love seats, dinette sets, and more. So jump in your sleigh and get to Larry's Northtown Furniture and Appliance in Greenville today.
Servicing your vehicle with the certified service team at Tinney is not only better, but will save you some money too. Mention this ad and receive an instant $10 off your oil change, including diesel. Of course, every oil change comes with a free multi-point inspection. If our service technicians find any possible issues during the inspection, save an extra 10% off your entire service ticket, and that discount is good all December long. 30-day tire price match, instant $10 off oil change. See why so many of our customers say, Tinney is simply the best deal.
When family is in from out of town, there's only one place to stay. The American in Greenville. Perfect for business, leisure, or group stays. You'll love our comfortable and quieter rooms. Our meeting rooms can accommodate up to 30 for scrapbooking events, gift opening parties, quilting retreats, and meetings. American is perfect for your small to medium-sized pet travelers, too. You'll love our free hot home-style breakfast in the morning to our indoor heated pool and hot tub. You or your family or coworkers next stay awaits you at Americ Inn. M57 West Greenville, 616-754-4500. That's 616-754-4500.
A 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan for $15,995 from Edco and Chrysler in Greenville. Only at Edco and Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Greenville, we've got over 30 Dodge Grand Caravans in Chrysler Town and Country 2016 model year, starting as low as $15,995. A 2016 Chrysler Town and Country or Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $15,995. Over 30 in stock. Just pick your color. It's only at Edco and Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Greenville. I just thought you should know.
The count is on. Registration Part 2. And a pig by any other name is still a pig. It's all next on This Week in High School Sports, powered by My Student Aid, making college accessible, affordable, and achievable. Hi again, everyone. I'm John Johnson, and welcome to This Week in High School Sports. When pitchers report for high school baseball in the spring, their activity will be metered differently as the MHSAA's Representative Council adopted pitch count limitations at its fall meeting last week to be in line with new national playing rules. Previously, a pitcher had an out limit, regardless of the number of pitches thrown, then a break was required before pitching again. Under the new limitations, a pitcher has a daily maximum of 105 pitches, and 3 days of rest are required anytime a pitcher goes over 75 pitches. 2 days are required for between 51 and 75 pitches, and 26 to 50 pitches requires 1 day of rest. The new limitations fit in just right nationally, according to MHSAA Assistant Director Mark Ewell.
Hopefully this will bring a more balanced approach to pitchers in not only their in-season work, but also encourage better preparation on the season.
And there are some nuances to get familiar with to get everyone on the same page.
The whole rule is geared toward the health and safety of our athletes, but there are certainly some tracking and enforcement nuances with a pitch count rule that are going to be a little more complicated than when it was with the old 30-out rule.
Our Sparrow Health game balls this week go out to Adrian Madison freshman bowler Isabel Young, who captured top individual honors last week at the Wildcat Blast-Off Tournament on Saturday, her first high school bowling competition. And to Detroit East English, Sierra Mahomes, who scored 34 points to lead her team to a 50-31 victory over Detroit Cody. Prime your body with a pre-exercise snack. If it's been more than 3 hours since your last meal, having a pre-exercise snack will likely help you have a better workout. Make it something small that's easy to digest. A tip from Sparrow, the official health system of the MHSAA. Back with more in a moment. You're listening to This Week in High School Sports.
Hi, my name's Dan Skuda, professional football player and Michigan native. Being born and raised in Michigan, I want to see all Michigan students succeed. Paying for college can be a barrier. That's why I've teamed up with My Student Aid to help tackle the cost of college. My Student Aid helps students and families in Michigan with affording college, with scholarships, grants, and also college savings programs. See how they can help you today by visiting michigan.gov/MyStudentAid. Together, we can help make college accessible, affordable, and achievable.
Our weekly Be the Referee segment takes a look at the fine art of officiating with Mark Ewell.
Today we're going to build on last week's segment, which dealt with how a person becomes an MHSAA registered official. Once a person completes the first step in the process, passing the basic officiating exam through the MHSAA office, the next step is to get that person connected with a local officials association that specializes in that sport across our state. These local associations are the ones that do the training, whether it's on the court, on the field, or video training, to get that person interested, for example, in basketball, completely immersed in the rules, mechanics, and coverages of what it takes to become a good basketball official.
Thanks, Mark. There's help wanted. Just whistle. Go online now to MHSAA.com to be a referee. The double talk of shoe companies and other promoters trying to conduct their so-called national high school championships never ceases to amaze me. Case in point now are the cross-country postseason runs that take place in November and December. For the most part, some are over-glorified all-comers meets, and that's okay. My own son ran in one just for fun in the Foot Locker series while he was in high school. But one company says its team meet is not a national high school team championship, even though it has the word nationals in the event title. And then it swooshes down on anyone trying to enter a team not made up of kids from one school. Well, you can't have it both ways, and Michigan schools know the limitations they've placed on themselves in that regard. But it doesn't necessarily stop overzealous parents and coaches from trying to find a way to get around the rule their own school board adopted last summer when they joined the association. So to those companies who can't own up to what they're trying to create, and to those attracted to them like insects to a flame, a pig by any other name, no matter how much lipstick you put on it, is still a pig. National championships have no place in high school sports. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by My Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm John Johnson. We'll see you next time.
Not just your next pre-owned vehicle headquarters, although we do have over 100 cars and trucks in stock. Not just your full-service repair shop, although our techs have thousands of hours of knowledge and experience. Not just your Cooper Tire headquarters, although we sell and install tires nearly every day. No, we're not just that. We're Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales, and we're that and more. Low miles, low prices, reliability, service, and quality. Let us be all of that for you. M57 West, Greenville, 616-754-5566. Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales.
Welcome back to our coverage here at Greenville High School. Some great players, fantastic athletes.
Absolutely. Over last year's event.
And we've got about 4 minutes left here in the first half, or first
halftime.
I completely just some great
Claude tells me to come over and see him, and I feel like now I got to go to the principal's office, Chris.
Yes, you're gonna. I think it's an invite to the restaurant after.
It's probably an
dinner
invite.
plans. That's right. So student section here, and the teams behind us as well. And thanks to your patience listening, we went off for just a minute or two there, but I don't think I think about 22 years of broadcasting, if we can make it through 1 year of no technical difficulties, I would be happy about.
Oh, that's the 11th commandment. There shall be technical difficulties, correct?
That's right, exactly. So glad to have everybody back. It's M1063 WGLM, Lakeview, Greenville, and wherever you're at tonight. It is Belding versus Greenville. Belding in their orange and black, and Greenville in their white solid uniforms with their purple and gold accents. Belding has come back already on the court. Greenville probably just a few more comments, or they're just back there with their feet up saying, I think we got this game. No, I don't think that's happening.
I think I know Coach Heist well enough. That's not happening.
Not at all. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the halftime. It's 23-20, 3-point differential as we're going to start the second half of play. I'm Chris Nicholas. Dixon Hewitt is by my side, and you are listening maybe here at the arena. We've had quite a few people come up and tap us on the shoulder. If not, if you're at home, well, sit back, relax. You have another about 30 minutes of game time.
Absolutely. 2 minutes left on the clock, halftime, and we'll get this second half underway. Jackets now on the court, beginning their, I guess, at halftime warm-ups. Coach Heist now on the court, giving a couple of last-second instructions.
And these two teams, from your experience, seeing them battle it out over the years, and there's been some good years and bad years, but it's always been a rivalry.
It has been a rivalry. Again, I go back to last year. It was a fourth quarter game. It came down to the last 3 or 4 minutes, and free throw line, and good hard play both sides, as you would expect in a rivalry.
Yes, indeed. And we're getting ready to for the tip-off. We've got about a minute 13, and so we're going to take another commercial break and be back with the start of tonight's second half, and we'll do that in about 30 seconds from now on M1063 WGLM.
Sage's Meat Processing and Catering in Greenville wants to save you money on your meat budget. That's why they do the work for you and sell individually packaged meats in bulk. Don't waste your time risking contamination, freezer burn, and frustration buying your meat from the everything store. Sage's can provide you with the best quality individually packaged meat and save you money because meat is their only business, not pizza, pop, and paper products. The first locally owned meat specialist, feeding area families for generations. Sage's Meat Processing and Catering.
Welcome back to high school sports here on M1063 WGLM. Chris Nicholas here along with Dixon Hewitt. Dixon, love that name and love that accent. Do you ever get asked that? Hey, you have an accent. You're like, no, you have an accent.
That's pretty common, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
That's pretty common.
And I love it, though. We are getting ready for tonight's second half of action. Yellow Jackets now moving left to right across your radio dial. Belding right to left. Yellow Jackets with the inbound, and we are underway. Third quarter of play, 23-20 here at Greenville High School. Yellow Jackets with the ball close to us on the right side now. Put up by Brockton Kohler. Nothing there. Rebound this time. Keegan Gates. He puts it up. No good. Another rebound, and it's back up, but nothing there either. 3 attempts, and finally a rebound by Belding.
Wow. 3 attempts, point blank range. Jackets could not convert on any of them. Looks like a turnover out of bounds.
And so Yellow Jackets ball, and we are 29 seconds into the second half, and nothing yet. Nothing yet. That's okay, though, I'll tell you. But it's fast action coming up, and we're going to keep it here as well. We've got the boys' game first tonight, and then the girls' game. They'll take on Belding as well. Greenville versus Belding. Pass out of bounds.
Tried to
no
post
good
up.
there.
Yeah, tried to post up Keegan Kasu low, threw the ball out of bounds.
So here we go again. Belding with the ball. DeRico. I keep dropping the D, but he passes it to. To Sajala, and Sajala hits a three-pointer off the left wing. Ties the game 23-23. A put up by Greenville, no good, rebounded by Belding. Belding back to their end. Sajala with it, dishes it inside, no good for a two-point attempt by Joshua Van Dyke.
Jackets 4 good looks at the basket, all inside of 1 feet, and have yet to convert.
Substitution for Greenville. Back in the game, Gavin Kasu. Kasu is going to give it to Brockton Kohler, and Kohler is going to bring it up the floor, just passes half court. Dishes it back over to Kasu. Kasu looking for somebody. Finally finds Gates. Gates with it, and he's double covered, but that left a man open, and that was Gavin Kasu, and Kasu did nothing with it. Here's Gates with the drive. He's going to pick up the foul and go to the free throw line. And I know we've talked a lot about it tonight, but it is literally drive to the basket, pick up the foul.
Absolutely. Interesting observation, and I agree with you, Chris. Belding picked up the trap, similar to what the Jackets did, and caused a little helter-skelter in the offense, and Jackets just not able to convert, but did get the foul.
And so going to the line, Keegan Gates is going to shoot 2. First one's up. Actually, it's a 1-and-1. Called it on the ground. So his first one's up. No good. Rebounded by Greenville. A timeout is called. 30-second timeout quickly by Gavin Kasu. That I'm going to call a timeout.
Yeah, actually, I think that was he made the first free throw. I was too busy
Oh,
talking.
we were talking?
Yeah, I was too busy bumping my
I tell
gums,
ya.
and then he missed the second one. Jackets got the rebound and called timeout.
And so we're going to take a 30-second timeout as well, and we'll be back with more action on M1063 WGLM.
It's not easy becoming a small business owner. Carly definitely needed some help along the way. Her catering business needed a street address to get started, so I set her up with a mailbox. Now anything she needs to get printed, from business cards to flyers, I'm going to be right there for her. We're available to be
M1063 WGLM, and we've got basketball action on the air as we are back to play. Here's the Yellow Jackets inbounding. Brockton Kohler. Kohler passes it over to Keegan Kasu. Kasu puts it up, no good, but a rebound by Gavin Kasu, his brother, and he says, I'll take it, and he puts two down.
And he did.
That's right, 26-23, three-point differential. It's Greenville on top in tonight's game. 5:58 here in the third quarter. And we're going to have some roughing the passer. I think, that's the wrong contest.
No, but you're
sorry.
right. For those in the listening audience, Chris nailed it.
Yeah.
The passer was rough.
That was a tough one, and a foul on the Yellow, or foul on Belding against the Yellow Jackets, and so that's not a shooting foul, but certainly a good call by the referees tonight. Yellow Jackets with the ball. Here's Keegan Gates. Gates on the right side, looking to pass to the left. Gates back with the ball after a quick pass. Loses it on the drive to the basket, and referee's going to say that it was tipped out of bounds by Belding, and so Yellow Jackets still have the ball out of bounds.
I think we got away with one there, Chris. I think
I don't
Keegan
think it touched anybody.
I don't think so.
No.
I think he got away with one there.
Sometimes I don't admit that stuff, but I'm glad you did, because I looked at it and I'm like, I'm not sure, and sometimes I'm wrong though. Yellow Jackets.
A lot of times I am. So
no.
You're an upgrade for us.
No, it's all right. Yellow Jackets with the ball. Swings it to the left side, looking for somebody. Gavin Kasu puts a hand out as the ball passes him, and it goes out of bounds. It's now Belding's ball.
Yep, tried to post up Gavin down low, threw it off his hip, not able to collect it and go to the rim with it. Turnover, Belding.
Kubik back in the game for Greenville. 26-23, that's our score. 5:13 left here in the third quarter. Belding with the ball on the left side. Sajala with it. Sajala dishes it over to Fossen. Fossen looking for somebody.
Walk.
I tell you, I think it was Derico. He was driving to the basket and maybe stepped a couple of times more than he should have, but he puts it up and puts it in. 26-25, 1-point differential as Yellow Jackets, they extend their lead, and a put up by Nathan Kubak goes in the basket, so it's 28-25. Back to the other end. Belding launches a three-pointer, this time by Sajala. No good, rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets driving, trying to beat the defense. This time Brockton Kohler, and a foul on Belding as Kohler says, hey, I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm taking it all the way.
Yep, he was a little out of control. He had a chance to pass that ball off if he had a chance to see what we saw on replay here.
One of my favorite players back in the game, Brady Platt, just checked back in. Very strong player for Greenville.
Yep, good score. And as you indicated earlier, that third foul he picked up late in the second half caused some problems there.
He has sat for a while.
Yep.
We have seen that. Hopefully a little bit more focused tonight, because he's got to stay into the end of the game. I mean, he is, and I hope he understands that every player is key out there. And when you do foul out with a score like 28-25, which we have right now, that's not that wide margin that you can sit back and just be aggressive too much.
Well said, Chris. You know, we're struggling to get our identity, exactly figure out who we are, trying to figure out where we're going to get our points from. We need that consistency coming out of the gate, first few games to establish that identity, and we need them on the court.
Certainly do. We took a little bit of a break in the action for some sweat or some sort of fluids on the floor. I mean, we had blood earlier. We probably had sweat there. And no, actually, it's going to be blood because going out of the game is Kasu because he's got some blood on his uniform, so he's going to have to change real quick. And he'll be back. I wonder if the referees are going to give him a chance or going to force coach to substitute.
Yeah, I'm not really sure there, but I was wondering as we have a few minutes to talk. He's got both nasal openings
Plugged, right?
plugged, and that's got it's got to be affecting him some.
I would want to sit home all day in that situation. Playing a basketball game with your nose plugged like that's got to be horrible.
That can't be fun. Can't be fun.
I would be whining. He wants to get back in the game, I'll tell you. So they are going to force the Yellow Jackets to sub. Brockton Kohler, he's going to come in for a few minutes at least. As well, on the Redskins side, Justin McMaster, we're going to see him back in the game. Joshua Van Dyke as well. So a couple of fresh faces on the floor. And look who's back at the bench already. Kasu.
Yep, absolutely.
He's back, changed uniform, and probably will be. Yep, he is coming back in. As we are back in action here, though, first we have to have a dead ball for that to happen. Belding with the ball. Here's DeRico. DeRico looking for one of his players. Finds one of them. That's Justin McMaster. He puts it up for two. It's 28-27. 1 point differential in this contest.
Couldn't see that at all, Chris. I was blocked out by the referee and then the coach.
Tell that ref to get out of your way. I'll tell you. Here's Greenville with the ball. Keegan Gates. Gates gets it stolen. Belding driving to their end. That's DeRico. DeRico looks for somebody. Finds his player, Sajala. Sajala puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Greenville. Greenville back to their end. A three-pointer put up by Heppy. Heppy's no good, but it is rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Could have been a foul there.
Oh, he was hammered.
Oh, yeah, push in the back, possibly, but ref didn't call it as Brockton Kohler puts it up for two. Slows down the action now. Here's Greenville with the ball in their end. Justin McMaster with the ball, swings it to their side. Put up for two by number two, Levi Sajala for Belding. And Belding takes the first lead of the game, 29-28.
Absolutely.
3:21 here in the third quarter. Glad to have you along here on M1063 WGLM as Greenville drives to the basket, puts it up. Brady Platt, he gets it.
Yep, trying to figure out if they're going to give him continuation. They haven't.
Are they going to call? Let's see. They are. Yep, you are right. They are going to call it. They are going to call it. No,
they're not going to give him a bucket.
They are not. They decided after. Yeah, that's a tough one. They're not even communicating with their other the other referees, but we'll communicate it with you. It was a foul prior to the bucket, so the bucket doesn't count. Foul on the floor, so the Yellow Jackets will inbound it. That's what they've just done. Brockton Kohler drives to the basket, no good, but there is another foul, and that is going to be a shooting foul.
Absolutely, has to be a shooting foul. A good determination by Brockton to get to the hole. Picked up that foul. That was good hard play.
So shooting two for Greenville. Kohler, Brockton, that is Brockton Kohler. He's going to shoot the two that you'd mentioned. First one up, no good, off the back of the rim. Darn that spring! I think they need to take that spring off the back of the rim. Take that. We've seen that a lot tonight. Those the shot attempts are many tonight, and not a lot of ones passing through the net. Second one up, no good. There's a shuffle on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, and I believe it's going to go to the Yellow Jackets. It is going to actually it's going to go to Belding this time. Yellow Jackets started the second half with the ball, so it is Belding out of bounds. Going to take it near us here, and they'll pass it in as Greenville is moving now to a full court press, at least at half court, as where the ball came in. Belding with the ball, back up to the top of the key. Justin McMaster looking for somebody. It brings it to Levi Sajala. He attempts a three, no good, rebounded by Greenville. Greenville back to the other end, and a drive and basket. Keegan Gates, he puts it up for two, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
It's an offensive foul. And, Chris, I actually think they got it right. I think it was an offensive foul. I think defensive player for Belding was set. Good hard play, but I think they got that one right, to be honest with you.
I agree with you on that, and this was the first reaction that I saw on Keegan Gates' face. that he was not discouraged by. I think he realized that that it was an offensive foul, but that's okay. You shrug it off, you continue. They're back to the full court press here. Belding with the ball. Now over half court. Simon DeErico with the ball. He's going to try to fake out his defensive men. Sends it down to the left side wing to Justin McMaster. McMaster puts it up for three. 32-28. Belding on top.
Good looking three-point shot by Belding. Brady with the ball taken to the basket. He's going to get it. Oh, could not get it to drop.
It didn't drop through, but he's going to get a couple of attempts to try to even it up. No, actually, they're going to call it. They're going to call it on the floor on that one rather than a shooting foul. Substitution as well for Greenville. Keegan Kasu, he's checking into the game. Yellow Jackets are going to have the ball far court out of bounds. Platt looking for somebody. Finally finds Kasu. Kasu dishes it down to Keegan Gates, almost stolen away. Gates shoots a three. No good. Rebounded by Belding. Belding back out to the right side. DeErico with the point. Trying to pass his defender. Trying to drive in. Doesn't get anything, but dishes it over to Shajala. Shajala puts it up. No good. It's out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Greenville.
1:53 on the clock. Belding with a 4-point lead. Jackets possession. Gavin Kasud inbound the ball to Brockton Kohler.
And Dino for the Belding, the Redskins, checks into the game, so we're going to see him for a few more minutes. We saw him early on in tonight's game. Now he's back in, so coach must have thought, let's put him back in, see what he can do. A three-point shot attempted for Greenville from the outside of the ring. Gates, no good on that one. Rebounded and put back up, and we're going to have a foul. Kasu tried to put it back up. No points at all, but a foul on Greenville, and that's going to be on the ground.
Jackets again, 3 looks at the basket, could not convert on any of them. We do have the ball on the inbound.
Yellow Jackets going to inbound it. That's the 4th foul on Thad Holbrook for the Redskins. Coach is going to substitute him, so we're going to see a change here on the next dead ball. But first, the Yellow Jackets have it. Put up this time by Kasu. This time Keegan, and 2 points up for Greenville.
Just solid muscle. Keegan Kasu got the ball down low, took it right to the hole and made it.
1:15 left here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets still trailing by 2. It's 32-30. Belding with the ball in their end. Here's that new fresh face, and Dino in the game. He's going to play a wing. Simon DeErico with the ball. He's going to drive the lane, looking for somebody. Finally finds McMaster. McMaster up for 3. No good. Rebounded by Belding. Belding's going to put another 3 up. This time it is good by Sajala, and they're going to extend their lead to 5.
That's how they have taken control of this game. That's their 5th three-point basket.
30 quarter. We're going to have a foul on Greenville. And you can hear the Belding crowd here in the background. No doubt about that.
I think Brady's disappointed there. He could not get to the hole, thought he got fouled, and then picked up a frustration foul while he was on the floor.
He did, and that's going to be his 4th. He's going to exit the game. He's going to sit down for a few minutes, maybe until at least mid to late 4th quarter, possibly. Let the other team members take the lead on the game. In replace for him, Heppy is back in for Greenville. We're back to action. Here's Belding with the ball. 3-point attempt on the outside, but Justin McMaster, no good. Rebounded by Greenville. Greenville takes it back to the other end. A drive, and it's good. Keegan Gates drives to the net, puts it up. 2 points for Greenville.
Yeah, that was just quickness. Belding could not match that. Gator knew exactly what he was going to do. He's going to take the ball to the hole, picked up the foul, converted it.
35-32, just 3 points.
The lead gives him his second attempt. As we indicated, the Jackets are in the bonus because Belding is at number 10 fouls. Kohler's second free throw, no good. Nate Kubek with the ball on the rebound. Kohler back to the hole. It looks like he's going to pick up another foul.
I honestly believe that there should only be one official because this whistle has blown so many times tonight with fouls.
It has.
No, and honestly, I don't believe that there should be only one official. I think the officiating crew is actually doing an amazing job tonight. I mean, these calls are really good.
Yep. Kohler again to the line. Free throw good. Extends the lead to 9, 44-35, 5:46 on the clock.
So he's going to shoot his second shot. Out of the game comes Andino for Belding, 44-35. Yellow Jackets on top in this contest. Second shot, no good, but another foul. This time going to be on Yellow Jackets on the rebound.
Nate Kubek with that foul. Belding across the timeline, ball on the wing.
And an aggressive zone defense a little bit there, but I think Belding's going through a transition. Unfortunately, is that going to be his fifth foul? I think we have a foul. No, we're going to have a foul. This is going to be on the Yellow Jackets.
Unless you're going to call it on Heppy.
Yep, on
I
Heppy.
thought they were going to pick up Brady for a block.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful out there. So Heppy's going to pick up his first foul of the night, and it's going to send D'Arico to the free throw line. He's going to shoot a 1-and-1. His first one is up, and it's good. He's going to have a second attempt.
That's fun. Little banter between Kasu and the official down low.
Back in the game for Greenville, Keegan Gates. He gets a little bit of a breather. Sometimes you gotta do that for sure. Yellow Jackets are going to inbound the ball. Going to be Brockton Kohler. Kohler with the ball. Belding, man defense. Kohler takes it over to Pratt. Pratt's going to dish it far side of the court. Up for three is Gates. No good. Rebounded by Belding. Belding going to try to get it in front of all the defense. This time it's going to be Van Dyke. Van Dyke shoots it. No good. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Back to their end. Three-point attempt up. No good. Nothing but air. But a challenge on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball.
Yep, good offensive rebound, or defensive rebound, by Platt coming down to 4. Hits, gives the ball off to an open Summerfield on the wing. Air ball, and turnover. Belding inbounds the ball, now crossing the timeline.
So Belding looking to tighten this margin, 44-37. With the ball for Greenville is D'Arico. D'Arico trying to get around a defender. Nobody there. And he finally finds somebody on the baseline. And a put up by Van Dyke. He's going to draw the foul as well. He's going to shoot 2. And that's going to be on Platt. That's Platt's fifth foul. He is out.
I think that's it. That's a disqualification.
He is out of the game at
4:36 mark.
Wow.
Jackets down by 7 with Belding at the line.
Now, what's nice about Greenville is they're a very balanced team, both offense and defense. So coming back in the game, Gavin Kasu. He's going to be in for Platt. Strong player. Very equal teammates. First one up, and is good for Belding. It's Van Dyke. He's going to have his second here in a matter of moments. It's 44-38, 4:36 here on the clock. Second one up, no good. It's rebounded by the Yellow Jackets.
Heavy with the rebound, across the timeline, looking for Gates. Gates with the ball on the wing.
Here's Gates with the drive, down to the right side baseline to Heppy. Heppy brings it back to the top. Dishes it inside this time to Kasu. Kasu looking for nothing except for back to the top of the key for Kohler, who shoots a 3 and no good. It's out of bounds off of Belding, Greenville ball.
I think we got a break there. I think good hard play by looks like is that Heppy, and I think actually the ball went out of bounds on him. But I guess good hard play will get you a break or two.
That's right. Long inbounds pass back to the top of the key. Here's Gates. Gates looking to set it up or looking to drive in. I think he's going to try to drive. He does, but nowhere to go. Back to the top. Here's Kohler. Kohler finds Kasu. Kasu in, nothing, puts it up, but doesn't go in. And it's going to be off the Yellow Jackets, this time Belding ball. And I'm going to take the same stance that you did just a moment ago, and I think that could have been the Yellow Jackets ball out of bounds.
I think it could have been.
I'll tell you, that's all right. As we get back to the play, Belding with the ball, over half court now. Derico, he finds.
Blocked by Gavin.
Back to the top, and Sajala puts it up. No good, rebounded by Greenville. Greenville back to their end. Here's the drive by Kohler. Stolen by Belding. Derico all the way, and he is going to draw a foul.
Coach Heiss not going to be happy with that. Brockton a little out of control, bringing the ball down, turnover, and then a little frustration, hustling very hard, getting back on defense, and then picking up the foul. 3:14, Jacket lead, 44 to 38.
Derico is going to shoot two. We've got another game on tap for the listening audience out there. The girls, they're already on the sidelines. Both teams, I believe. Yes, they are. Looking at this game, rooting their fellow players on, fellow schoolmates. Second shot up, no good. It's rebounded by the Yellow Jackets.
Keegan Kasu collects the rebound off to Summerfield. Summerfield across the timeline, feeds to Gates. Gates with the ball on the wing. Looks over to the offense. Three-point spot up. Good.
Yes,
you could tell that, Chris.
He was glad that he finally made that. He had a lot of attempts tonight, and finally it went through the hoop. 47-38, 2:47 left here in the fourth quarter of this rivalry of two teams just down the road from each other. Belding with the ball. Here's Van Dyke. Van Dyke finds Serjala at the top. He shoots it for three, and it's good.
Good answer. Good answer by Belding.
47-41. Here's Greenville. Belding yelling, said, hey, watch him. He's got the ball. Nobody paying attention. And Brockton Kohler draws the foul. He's going to shoot two. Fouls on Belding. And that is going to be on Levi Sajala. Third personal and a timeout on the floor called by Greenville.
Full timeout.
So we're going to take 60 seconds, and we will be back with more action here on M1063 WGLM.
Imagine a store where you can pay as you go with no credit needed and get brand name furniture, appliances, computers, electronics, and smartphones.
Here he is back at the Belding end. Dishes down to Sajala. Sajala back up to Derico. Derico drives the line, the lane. Nothing there. Back up to the top. This time Collins looking for somebody. Nobody. At a three-pointer by Sajala. No good. Rebounded by Greenville.
Yeah, let's give the Jacket defense an attaboy. They really came out, extended the defense, put Belding in a bad position.
1 minute remaining in this game, 48-41. Belding has to do something dramatic at this point to be able to tie it or become the victor. Greenville with it. They just need to balance the scoring just a little bit, balance the ball out. They do it. 2-point by Keegan Kasu, 50-41. And it's going to be really tough. You're going to see a lot of fouls at this point on Belding.
Yep, absolutely. Three-point attempts too.
Three-point is up and good by Levi Sajala. 50-44. That's not bad. That's not a bad margin with 30 seconds left.
Yep, Jackets just need to be able to take care of the ball. And as you indicated, you know, Chris, we know the fouls are coming, so Jackets are going to need to take care of the ball and make the free throws and bring it home.
All right, and they're going to, well, we'll see what happens. We're going to keep it here for just a moment. And with that 50-44, 30 seconds left. And the girls, well, hopefully this next game will be as exciting as this one. It makes for a good Friday night.
Yeah, we'll get into what took place with the girls in their game with Belding last year in just a few minutes, but very much looking forward to it. Jackets now to inbound the ball after the timeout. Belding, of course, going to be in a full court press trying to create the turnover. Looks like Happy to inbound the ball. Oh, they've got
look at that.
Oh, they had Kasu down low. The referee wouldn't give him the ball.
Yes, indeed. And far court, we've got a lot of lights up by the fans, like hey, let's go for the victory as we are back in action. Greenville with the ball. Cameron Heppy over to Gates. They're just going to burn time at this point. Should be a foul coming here soon if Belding is on their game, and there is this time by Derico, but I think they let too many seconds off the clock.
I know they did, absolutely. They had 10 seconds of chase that they wasted before they fouled.
And so going to the line for the Yellow Jackets, it's Cameron Heppy. He's going to shoot a couple. We're in double bonus. So he could put that, he could extend that lead for the Yellow Jackets. He does on the first one to 51-44.
Good looking free throw stroke by Heppy.
Timeout called by the Yellow Jackets, a full timeout. So we're going to take a timeout as well, and we're going to be back with the remainder of this contest in 30 seconds on M1063 WGLM.
It's not easy becoming a small business owner. Carly definitely needed some help along the way. Her catering business needed a street address to get started, so I set her up with a mailbox. Now anything she needs to get printed, from business cards to flyers, I'm going to be right there for her. We're available to be your taste testers too.
From printing to packing, shipping to marketing, together there's nothing we can't solve. The UPS store in Greenville, just west of Meyer, south behind Applebee's. 616-225-4623.
Welcome back to our live action here at Greenville High School on M1063 WGLM, Lakeview, Greenville. And this is going to be the final of the game. There's 12.6 seconds left, 51-44. And I'll say an election term, it's too close to call.
It's too close to call.
It could be.
Okay.
You know,
are we going to get a recount?
no recount. Not at all. But with 12.6 seconds left, there's enough time that they could come close. Belding, we're talking about here. It's back to Belding's end after the missed shot, out of bounds, and it's going to go to Belding. 5.4 seconds, and I'm going to say that what is the term that they say in politics when you can count on it now? We can call that Greenville is probably going to win this game tonight, as the score is 51-44, 5.4 seconds left on the clock. Belding with the inbound play, finds Sajala. Sajala launches a three, no good. It's rebounded by Greenville. Greenville over half court, that's the buzzer, and that's the game. Greenville wins a amazing game, 51-44 tonight.
Good effort by the Jackets, came down to the wire. Jackets able to take care of the basketball, made enough free throws coming down the stretch, and were able to put it away, 51-44.
And the Belding Redskins, they now are 1-1, and Greenville 2-0. Not a bad way to start.
No, that's exactly how you want to start, I guess. Both teams coming in undefeated, so we were going to, the scale was going to get tipped one way or the other, and it came out in favor of the Jackets going to 2-0 for the season.
Certainly. And these two teams will meet up again at Belding later in the season, and we'll see what happens after they've progressed through a few more matchups.
Yeah, I liked what Belding did behind the arc. They were fairly consistent. Sergila was strong from three-point range, and of course the Jackets, I think they'll keep trying to hammer away down low.
We've got 20 minutes before the start of tonight's second game, so we are going to take a 2-minute break here, and we are going to be back with a recap of tonight's game, look at the scoring, and get ready for the second game of this doubleheader with the girls, Belding versus Greenville. So we'll be back in 2 minutes' time on M1063 WGLM.
Welcome, sports fans. Home of Z-Bart, Maxey Automotive, downtown Greenville, corner of Charles and Lafayette. We've been in business 37 years. We specialize in auto glass, rust proofing, brakes, exhaust, shocks, struts, and oil changes. We can meet most of your minor repair needs, and we'd love to have you stop by and visit our establishment, and we can show you what we do. We're on-hand shop, and we're glad to take care of you. And good luck to all the area athletes.
Servicing your vehicle with the certified service team at Tinney is not only better, but will save you some money too. Mention this ad and receive an instant $10 off your oil change, including diesel. Of course, every oil change comes with a free multi-point inspection. If our service technicians find any possible issues during the inspection, save an extra 10% off your entire service ticket, and that discount is good all December long. 30-day tire price match, instant $10 off oil change. See why so many of our customers say, Tinney, it's simply the best deal.
A 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan for $15,995 from Edco and Chrysler in Greenville. Only at Edco and Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Greenville, we've got over 30 Dodge Grand Caravans at Chrysler Town & Country 2016 model year, starting as low as $15,995. A 2016 Chrysler Town & Country or Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $15,995. Over 30 in stock. Just pick your color. It's only at Edco and Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Greenville. I just thought you should know.
Not just your next pre-owned vehicle headquarters, although we do have over 100 cars and trucks in stock. Not just your full-service repair shop, although our techs have thousands of hours of knowledge and experience. Not just your Cooper Tire headquarters, although we sell and install tires nearly every day. No, we're not just that. We're Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales, and we're that and more. Low miles, low prices, reliability, service, and quality. Let us be all of that for you. M57 West, Greenville, 616-754-5566. Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales.
When family is in from out of town, there's only one place to stay.
well, I think the Greenville Yellow Jackets did a superlative job, and if I can get in that range, if I can get in that range, life is good. Absolutely. Just a real quick, took a peek over the scorer's shoulder for the game. The Jackets were paced by Keegan Gates with 9, Connor Summerfield with 4, Brockton Kohler had 5, Nate Kubek had 4, Gavin Kasu with 7, and then down low and from the free throw line, Keegan Kasu led the way for the Jackets with 19.
And really the story of the game with Kasu, and by the way, I didn't have my mic on, so I was coming through your microphone, is that Kasu had, with 19 points, a lot of those from that free throw line. We talked about it earlier. It really counts when you're fouled like that and you go to score.
Yeah, that's something he's worked real hard at. I remember when Keegan was a freshman and he got pulled up. He was playing JV ball, and he did not have a real good free throw stroke, to be honest with you, and that's something to his credit he's worked hard at, and it paid off for the Jackets and Keegan this evening.
Certainly it did. This is the shocker. Is this right? Are these stats that we're going to be talking about with Belding correct? We only had that many players score?
No, those are the leading scores. I just
Oh, okay.
I did the best I could.
No,
peeking
it's
over
all
his shoulder. Yeah.
I was going to be shocked there, and that's okay because I will tell you that we had on Greenville side leading scorer with 19 points, but Belding just as balanced. And we're going to take a commercial break here in a moment and see how balanced those scores really were, because it was just 1 point between the top two leading scorers. So we're going to be back in a minute time here on M1063 WGLM.
When family is in from out of town, there's only one place to stay. The American Inn in Greenville. Perfect for business, leisure, or group stays. You'll love our comfortable and quieter rooms. Our meeting rooms can accommodate up to 30 for scrapbooking events, gift opening parties, quilting retreats, and meetings. American Inn is perfect for your small to medium-sized pet travelers, too. You'll love our free hot home-style breakfast in the morning to our indoor heated pool and hot tub. You or your family or coworkers' next stay awaits you at American Inn. M57 West Greenville, 616-754-4500. That's 616-754-4500.
Sage's Meat Processing and Catering in Greenville wants to save you money on your meat budget. That's why they do the work for you and sell individually packaged meats in bulk. Don't waste your time risking contamination, freezer burn, and frustration buying your meat from the everything store. Sages can provide you with the best quality individually packaged meat and save you money because meat is their only business, not pizza, pop, and paper products. The first locally owned meat specialist, feeding area families for generations. Sages Meat Processing and Catering.
Be a little elf this Christmas and put a recliner under the tree from Larry's Northtown Furniture and Appliance. Santa and Larry are teaming up to give you beautiful national name brand recliners from now until Christmas. Purchase any recliner in stock and save $75. Larry's Northtown Furniture also has a great selection of dishwashers, washers, dryers, refrigerators, sofas, love seats, dinette sets, and more. So jump in your sleigh and get to Larry's Northtown Furniture and Appliance in Greenville today.
Not just your next pre-owned vehicle headquarters, although we do have over 100 cars and trucks in stock. Not just your full-service repair shop, although our techs have thousands of hours of knowledge and experience. Not just your Cooper Tire headquarters, although we sell and install tires nearly every day. No, we're not just that. We're Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales, and we're that and more. Low miles, low prices, reliability, service, and quality. Let us be all of that for you. M57 West, Greenville, 616-754-5566. Blake Hollenbeck Auto Sales.
Welcome back to High School Sports here on M1063 WGLM. It's Chris Nicholas, along with my partner in crime, Dixon Hewitt. And the girls' game going to get underway in about 12 minutes from now. So thanks for sticking with us for the double broadcast here on a Friday night. The place is packed, which I love that. I love to see that support of high school sports when you can look and you can see two communities coming together and doing some great things.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you said. I came in late from getting
It's
the
okay.
statistics,
I was talking
but
bad
I agree
about
with
you.
you. I agree with you.
I'm like, he doesn't have his headphones on. But no, I could have said a lot of bad. But I didn't even say anything about you, to tell you the truth. But all I know is these points for Belding really balanced on Belding's.
Very balanced, very balanced. Belding led by, as you indicated at the start of the game, it probably would be. Levi Sergila with 17, D'Erico with 12, McMaster with 8, Joshua Van Dyke with a point, Andrino with 2, Fossen with 3, totaling 44 for the Redskins.
And we are, like I said, getting ready for tonight's second game of this doubleheader matchup, Greenville and Belding. And we are having somebody join us here at the scorer's table. And I'll tell you, can you talk with your nose plugged like that? That's the question.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, because I want to make sure you're okay there.
Right, yeah.
Keegan Cassou, you had to come out of the game a couple of times tonight because it was very aggressive. There was a lot of fouls called tonight, and it was a very aggressive game.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime it's against Belding, there's going to be blood probably, so yeah.
Yeah, we saw blood on the floor. You're doing okay? I mean,
yeah, I'm good.
A little bit of there, but great scoring tonight. You had 19 points. I don't know if they actually tell you when you get back into the locker room how many points you have, but not too bad for 19.
Not bad.
After coming out of the game, what was your thoughts on tonight's contest?
I don't know. We played pretty good, and then just kind of slowed up towards the third quarter, whatever there. And I think the team has a lot of potential. We just need to stick with it, and I think we do some real good things this year.
You're 2-0 now, 2 wins under your belt. That's not too bad.
No.
Going into the next game, and we'll talk about that here in a couple of minutes, and with the coaching staff. But is this a good start compared to last year?
Oh, yeah, I think this is a great start compared to last year, yep. I think everybody on the team's a lot more focused, a lot more into it, and everybody wants to just get better every day at practice.
What's the difference, if you don't mind elaborating a little bit? Because I'll tell you, as we walk around, a lot of people will say, yeah, the boys team, it was a rough year last year. But what do you see in particular that's different this year already?
Coach Heiss has really changed his attitude with us. He's not really letting us do whatever we want. He's just buckling down on us, and it's really starting to pay off.
Excellent. Expectations of this game, you expected to come out and do what, and did you actually get that?
Oh, yeah, expected to win, and we did win, and maybe not as much as I would have hoped to win by, but we got it, and it's a win. A win's a win.
So you wanted maybe 25 or 30 points.
Yeah,
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, anytime you can spank up on Belding, yeah.
After the game, let's not even get to the after the game. When at halftime, when you went into the locker room, we were talking out here that there really didn't need to, at least from our viewpoint, need to be a lot of changes made. Or was that different for the coaching staff and halftime?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great game plan going into it. We just had to keep executing it and not slow up.
After the game, what was the conversation or the mood back in the locker room?
Well, Coach Heiss kind of looked around us, and nobody really was that excited that we won, and he just didn't understand that part. But I think everybody realizes we still could have played better, and that's another thing with how much potential I think we have.
Kind of marks a humble team. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
It certainly is. Well, you had 19 tonight. We are calling you the player of the game, and congratulations. Like I say to all the players of the game, we don't give you any trophies. We just get to have you on the radio. How's that?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
You got it. And Keegan Kasu, 19 points. And going back in the locker room, he's going to recover a little bit. Got both nose plugs in his up there. And I'll tell you, I don't think it affected him at all because he's just a strong-willed person.
He's solid. Solid he is, stature. He's a good young man.
Yeah.
I like Keegan a lot, very fond of him. Appreciate and like his work ethic, and good young man, great player of the game.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to get starters for the second half of tonight's game, and we are going to give those to you in a couple of minutes. We're about 7 minutes left here at pregame, and the place is rocking. I'll tell you, if you're in the Greenville area, there's still time to get over here and watch an exciting second game as the Redskins take on the Yellow Jackets at Greenville High School, and we encourage you.
Sages Meat Processing, Ziebart Maxi Automotive, Edcone Ford and Edcone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, American Greenville, Tinney Automotive, Water Tower Grill, Greenville Rent-A-Center, Larry's Northtown Furniture, and Randy Merritt Auto. Tune in next time for exciting high school basketball action on M1063.